Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have another mini PC to take a look at. This one is made by Genetec, and Genetec is a security company service supporter of a sort based out of Quebec here in Canada. And they offer a variety of discrete and mysterious solutions that you could try and learn about on their website, but this is one of the pieces of hardware they offer known as the SV-16. And as far as I can tell, this is their Gen 1 model, but the Gen 2 and Gen 3 look very similar. There is not a whole lot of information out there on these, but I can tell you that it is designed essentially to power an array of security cameras. On the front, we do have Ethernet plus 4 USB 2.0. And then on the back, we have 2 additional USB 2.0, 2 additional USB 3.0, another Ethernet port, HDMI out, 2 eSATA, and then 1 DisplayPort. It also features, if we flip this over, different variations of audio in and out, as well as wireless antennae. The specifications of this is a 1 gigahertz dual-core CPU. I'm not 100% sure which one. It is probably AMD because it does feature a Radeon HD 6290. 2 gigabytes of DDR3 memory was installed in this from the factory. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3, gigabit Ethernet, and a few other bits and pieces. And it is housed in an entirely metal case and is actually fairly easy to service. So if you needed something with 4 USB ports on the front and another 4, technically 6 on the back, that's a lot of USB input. And if you can find one of these, then it might be an interesting thing to tinker around with. Getting on the inside is actually pretty easy. If we remove this screw here, it does 2 things. It will remove the drive, which is actually mounted to the top of this plate, which I think is actually a pretty clever way to save space. And then it does give you access to the Wi-Fi card as well as the 2 RAM slots. Now it looks like the RAM in here has been upgraded to 4 gigabyte. We have 2 gigabytes here, and then I'm going to assume that it's a matching stick over there for a total of 4. And if we wanted to disassemble this further, there are 4 additional screws outside the edge that if we remove, should allow us access via essentially a clamshell. So like I said earlier, these are not what you would call super common devices. Probably even less so on the open market. Definitely an uncommon piece of hardware that is an interesting thing to take a look at. So once we remove that, we can get a better understanding on how this thing is put together. The antenna routes are completely uninhibited going to these 2 posts. And we can see that this is essentially a bracket for the drive that appears to be connected right here. So it's just moving it over. And then lastly, it looks like we have this card here, which sits on top of an expansion slot that gives us our 4 additional USB as well as our additional Ethernet port. So if we loosen that screw, we can actually pull this right up and out and see this expandability. These plates are actually removable, so this whole chassis could be pre-configured quite quickly and quite easily, and then whatever expansion card the client would want for whatever security solution could simply just be dropped in and then screwed into place, which from a manufacturing point of view probably makes this pretty easy not only to service, but also to do any client-side upgrading would be easy, so long, of course, you have access to the CompuLab built modules. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much all there is to look at here. I just thought it would be neat to take a look at this neat form factor which we don't really get to see in the wild very often, and some of the unique features. If you had one of these, I would be curious to know, what would you do with it? So let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoy this sort of content and would like to see more, please make sure that you like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit that notification bell so the next time I release a strange little PC like this, you will be the first to know about it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.